Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrander, and we return to Simulanka in Genshin Impact. And now we just have to wait for the train at 8 AM. We'll go a little past it, 8:30 ought to do, as we do have until noon, I believe, on this timeline.
Morning. Guess everything that happened yesterday wasn't just a dream then. Well, it's time for our next fairy tale adventure. We should head to the station Grandpa Almond told us about.
Let's see, anything else interesting on the way? Ah, hello there. Oh. Gather the lotus leaves. Well, that ought to be close enough for you. There now, that should be a nice, doable jump. Very good.
Wow, what a lovely surprise.
Okay, looks like that's all for... Oh, nope, never mind. There's a whole bunch over this way. Okay, got a great big pit down there in the waterfall. Oh, I see you.
Let me help you pack this up.
Green.
Huh?
What happened? Oh, beneath the waterfall, you say? Oh, I see somebody down there. Hello, you wouldn't happen to be lost, would you? Oh no, I see. Ah, alright. Lower that if you would. Thank you. And you jump there. And over there. And now would you lower the other one? Thank you. And lift that up if you would. Thank you. Ah, good. I thought you might make me land on top of that leaf in order to make you jump again. Would you lower that spout, please? Oh. Well, looks like I can make it up with this, though. Ah. Kinda hard to see, but that ought to do it. Yep. Success. And over there. And one more for good measure. Ooh, precious chest.
For you.
And looks like there's another challenge here, a rhythm game. Okay. Thankfully, these aren't too precise. So I think I went a little early there. Or I would have counted that early. Ooh. Luxurious chest.
Let me help you pack this up.
Let's see, looks like there's one more item hidden away over here. I'm assuming on top of this little plateau. Oh. There we go. And success. Phew. And a precious chest for that.
For you.
They're actually being surprisingly generous with this. Ah. And we have some just hanging out up here. Hello there. Do you need a hand with your neck? Okay. Mm-hmm. Next up, the Kingdom of Breezes and Bells. Constellation Metropole. That should be over there. Ah. Now let's see whether or not they'll be kind enough to simply hand me all of these, or if I'm going to have to chase them. Ah, good. Gave me the rewards without making me have to run off and fetch them. And there's one more. Right underfoot, it seems.
Huh?
Unless it's up here.
Here you are.
Oh. Ah, there it is.
Wow, what a lovely surprise.
Okay. Now, let's make our way toward Metropole. But, let's hop over here, as I see some hilichurls in need of a good slaughtering.
All my strength. Hey, watch the path. Express deliver.
Flicker.
Well, that was easy. I was kind of hoping there'd be some goodies up here, but it seems it was only the churl. So let's see. Ah, yes, found this already. Technically, I could have used the fast travel point to arrive swifter, but I decided I wanted to explore instead. Let's see, anything around here? Nope. I did think this region a smidge barren on goodies. But now I know its purpose.
Get up, said Jewel. Time to get to work, you lazy bones.
I can't remember how to call the train. Just let me sleep a little longer, then I'm sure I'll remember.
Don't try to pull one over on me, young man. Your fading disorder has been cured. I saw you chugging cup after cup of magic tonic in the tavern last night.
You must be mistaken, Grandpa Almond. That guy definitely wasn't me.
Oh, you remember my name now, do you? Then it seems like you're all better. You had no idea who I was when you were fading. Now, enough of your nonsense. Get up. The fairy and her friends are going to be here any second.
All right, I'm up. The Maritime Express should be here soon.
That's more like it. Lie there any longer and you'll start gathering dust.
Is everything okay?
The hero, his pixie companion, and the forest fairy. Oh, I didn't know you were already here. Merciful macadamias. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Oh, it's all right. Paimon knows the feeling. Who doesn't want to sleep in first thing in the morning?
Does the Maritime Express run out of Constellation Metropole?
Yes, each train needs a conductor to operate, and the conductors are always from the capital. The more difficult maneuvers are a little too complicated when you're made of paper.
Oh, so you mean the people of Constellation Metropole aren't origami animals like you?
Interesting.
Well, the city welcomes visitors from all over the world, so you're bound to run into some forest dwellers there. But yes, generally speaking, the residents of Constellation Metropole look quite different from us. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Here comes the train.
Nope. A blocky
Pleasure to
fellow.
meet you, everyone. My name is Will, and I'll be the conductor for your journey today. I'm assuming you're the ones who called the train.
Whoa, it's a little toy man!
Yes, we called the train. The hero and the forest fairy need a ride to Constellation Metropole.
The hero and the forest fairy, the ones from the prophecy. Oh, why didn't you say so earlier? We could have prepared a far more luxurious train. I'll just go back and get a better one.
No. We'll take this train, thank you very much. I'm very interested to see Constellation Metropole in person. So I would not appreciate being forced to sit at this, little dock and wait for you. I call it a dock because we are on the water, even though it is a train, which is kind of odd.
That's okay, Mr. Wheel. We're trying to get to the city as fast as possible. We just need you to get us across the sea. In your capable hands, I'm sure we'll get there in no time.
Of course, my lady. It would be an honor. Well then, all aboard, sit anywhere you like. We'll get a stunning view of Simulanka no matter where you're seated.
Breakfast.
Oh. Is that Kirara?
Did one of you just say something?
Not I. Someone is on the train.
Wasn't me either.
Breakfast. Oh, come back.
Sounds like the voice is coming from inside the train.
Fish. Chicken drumsticks. Oh, gotcha. Oh.
I was thinking I'd have to wait a fair bit longer to meet up with Kirara. Ah, what a pleasant surprise.
What's Kirara doing here?
Eating her own tail, apparently. Ah, and she's in her new outfit.
Is she a friend of yours?
Oh, let Paimon introduce you. This is Kirara. She's... Oh, wait. Actually, maybe we should wake her up first.
That would expedite introductions, I dare say. And I was just thinking that Nilu never actually met Kirara. Kirara hails from Inazuma, after all. And while Kirara is a traveler and she's been all over the place delivering parcels, I don't believe that she's, she might have visited Sumeru, but she never specifically met Nilu. Not that I can recall, anyway.
So noisy. Is it morning already?
I'm afraid so. Good meowing to you, Kirara.
Oh, morning. Huh? Huh? Traveler! Paimon! It's you? Which means... Oh, thank goodness. It was all a dream after all. Oh, gotta hand it to my imagination. It all felt super real. There were these toy people, but they were alive and they could talk.
I am sorry to burst your bubble on this, Kirara, but, well, you're still in Simulanka. You're still, dealing with toy people? And you're about to have a, new papery kind of person to grapple with next, I'm afraid.
Madam, sleeping overnight in the train car is prohibited.
It wasn't just a dream?
Afraid
It's
not.
alright, Kirara. Apparently we're in a world called Simulanka. We got here yesterday, too.
Simulanka? So, that's what it's called. I spent all day yesterday wandering around this one city. The toy people called it Constellation Metropole. I was trying to find a way to get back home. I was seriously starting to think I'd gotten on the bad side of some great yokai and gotten swallowed whole.
I take it you're Inazuman then, Miss Kirara?
She sure is. But, Kirara here is kinda special. Let Paimon introduce you for real this time. Kirara is a Nekomata from Inazuma. She works as a courier for Komania Express.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nilu, a member of Zubair Theater. You can usually find us performing in Sumeru City's Grand Bazaar. Right now, though, I suppose I should introduce myself as the Fairy of the Forest of Blessings.
Oh, you're Nilu! I've heard a lot about you from my deliveries in Sumeru. I even saw one of your performances back in the day. You're an amazing dancer. But, did you say you were a forest fairy?
Oh, yeah, that's her new identity here in Simulanka. Oh, speaking of new identities, looks like you got a new outfit yourself, Kirara.
Yeah, I know. It confused the heck out of me yesterday. I just woke up in a set of brand new clothes I'd never seen before.
That must mean you have a big part to play here, too.
Yep, I do quite like this design. Yes, a Nekomata in boots. A puss in boots, one might say. Puss in Boots 2 was actually a really good movie. Surprisingly, grim at points with its main antagonist. But let's move swiftly along.
Is that a thing? I guess I am wearing a pair of boots, but still.
I'm afraid you don't quite get the reference, but then how would you?
Did you by any chance hear a voice speaking to you before you got here, Miss Kirara?
A voice. Oh, yeah, I did hear something, but I was so freaked out my tails got all tangled, so I, didn't catch much of what was said.
Sorry for the interruption. But this Nekomata friend of yours, she doesn't eat hamsters, does she?
Or frogs?
Well, I'm afraid I can't say. On the one hand, she's in a mostly human shape at the moment, but, best keep your distance, fellows.
Oh, no need to worry, little guys. I would never do something like that. Well, unless I've been out in the wild too long without anything to eat. Oh, speaking of eating, I am getting a little hungry.
Run for your lives. All of you. Run.
Where are your manners, everyone? This young lady is a trusted friend of our esteemed hero. Now, I know a fear of felines is etched into us with ink, but I'm certain Miss Nekomata in boots here means us no harm.
And we can see to catering elsewhere. And besides that, I half expect that if she did take a bite out of one of you, she would, well, be thoroughly disappointed. You are made of ink and paper, after all. I can't imagine that would be tasty.
Sure looks like you're keeping your distance, though, Grandpa Almond.
Quite the
You will have
distance,
nothing
yeah.
to fear, I promise. I met some origami animals in Constellation Metropole yesterday, and I even made sure to retract my claws so I didn't hurt them by accident. Plus, you all look just about as tasty as the cardboard boxes I deliver. Not that I tried to eat you even if you did look tasty. Promise.
Please excuse us, Mom. It's just an unconscious reaction.
Dear passengers, it's almost time for us to depart.
Oh, yeah, that. Whoops. This turned into a pretty long conversation, didn't it? All right, let's get on the train. You coming with us, Kirara?
I'll ride with you to the next stop. There's a place near the Metropole that caught my eye yesterday, so I want to go explore it today.
Then all that remains for me to say is, on behalf of the Forest of Blessings, thank you once again for all you've done for us. May the Goddess of Fate be with you and bless your journey, Madam Fairy, Miss Nekomata in boots, and our brave heroes.
I like how he says boots. I don't know, it just tickles my fancy.
Please do visit us in the Forest of Blessings again, once peace has returned to this land.
Naturally.
We will. We'll definitely meet again.
Take care, Grandpa Almond.
They once walked the starry sky. Oh well. I'll check one more time. Nope. No interesting collectibles to be found here. Oh well. All that's left is to get on the train. I almost called it a boat again. Because it's literally crossing the sea. So it kind of acts as a boat, except it's a train with tracks on the water. Ay. Mildly confusing. But oh well. Alright, so let's get this train moving. Okay, looks like we have to go over here. Nope. Nope. Magically tethered it, alright. Oh. And suddenly there's an extra Kirara and Nilu. Alright, let's go.
Have a safe trip!
Wow, a train ride over the sea? What an incredible view!
Please keep your head and arms inside the train at all times. We don't want anyone falling into the sea.
So far, it looks like that would be a...
There's a train coming the other way too! Hey!
And now that the fading disorder is cured, I'm sure the forest will be a lively place again in no time.
I gotta go explore that forest at some point. It looked so pretty from the train. I just hope they, won't be too scared of me.
We'll be arriving at our destination shortly. Please prepare to disembark.
Oh well, that was a very short trip. Can't help but notice we're right on the red borderline.
Here we are. Constellation Metropole is right over there. It's a short walk from here to the Gear Sky Ladder, which will take you right to Metropole Square. And thank you again for choosing Maritime Express.
Great! And thanks to you for a smooth and pleasant journey, Mr. Wheel.
The train cars were comfortable and spacious, and I had a great night's sleep. I'll definitely be back.
As you wish, ma'am.
Fast travel point.
Where should we go next? Is that place you wanted to check out nearby?
I took a walk around yesterday, and it felt like there was something weird about it. So, I think I'll indulge my curiosity and go investigate.
Want us to come with you?
It's okay. You guys go ahead and visit the Metropole for now. Hopefully, that's where you'll be able to find out some more about this world. I pretty much explored the whole place from the rooftops yesterday, but for some reason, this is the place that caught my attention. You know what I mean, right? Like, when you get a stone stuck in your claw or something, it keeps nagging at you to dig it out, but you can't focus on anything else until you do. Don't worry, if you run into any trouble, I'll be there faster than you can say gold-level courier of the Comania Express.
Okay, fair enough. We'll head to the Metropole then. Guess this is where we say bye for now.
Stay safe, Kirara.
Don't worry about me. Let's not forget, I'm a yokai.
So on the one hand, we could continue on to Metropole. On the other, well, we have Kirara right here. I think I'll go with Kirara for the moment. I'm curious what has her so interested. But right before that, we have more excerpts of bliss to locate. Oh. Oh, and hilichurls to deal with too, it seems. Oh, there it is. On the windmill. Whoa. Didn't realize I was standing on a... Oh, yeah, now I see it. Extra wind current. Well, let's grab a couple of these. Kill us a churl or two. And let's definitely get rid of this lot. And grab the chest there. Guarding? No, I don't think they're guarding it so much as trying to break into it. And just not doing a very good job, apparently. Okay. Oh, and there's a challenge up there. Oh, something's making a racket. Oh, hydroparticle collection. A little excessive, I think. Oh well, worked out well enough. Is there another? Oh, no, that's a fast travel point. Though it does seem there's another chest over this way, or at least another challenge. Oh, flying squirrel. Okay. That ought to do it. Oh. Round 2. Oh, and for round 3. Oh, and round 4 it is. I don't see a target. Oh. Just over that guy's head, eh? Oh. Didn't even notice it was moving till after I'd shot.
For you.
Oh, then we can't talk to either Mr. Red or Mr. Blue. Oh well. Perhaps later. But for now, let's get back to Kirara. After all, we've done our share of exploring the immediate area. Incidentally, how are we doing on the excerpt gathering? 96, so just 4 more to get another 30 primos, and then 25 after that. Finally gets us Kirara's outfit. Hello there, Kirara. I've decided that I want to help you out before we carry on.
Hey, are you guys already finished with everything in the Metropole?
Nope.
No need to prioritize me. There's just this place I really want to go check out. Feel free to get back to me once you've got everything sorted out.
We're all good. Well, Why exactly are they suggesting that I leave this for later? Nah, we're good. We'll go with you for a bit.
Great! Great! Then let's go!
Now, if this...
I've delivered packages all over, but I've never seen a mysterious fairy tale world like this before.
If this were Elden Ring, I'd be concerned.
Looks like nobody has gotten around to repairing this house yet. Ugh, even I wouldn't dare to sleep in there. It might suddenly collapse in on you.
It is quite lopsided.
Nothing to...
But yeah, as I was gonna say, if this were Elden Ring, I would be very concerned about the order of events and the order of progression. But I don't think Genshin is quite as intricate. Or... I don't even know the right word for it. Not as strict, I suppose, is good enough for a turn. Not as strict as Elden Ring when it comes to its progression. So I think they should be fine.
The scribe's work is simple, which is exactly why I took the...
Aha! Over there! I bet we'll find some people there. Let's go take a look.
Looks like I accidentally cut her off on that last line of dialogue. Oh well.
Uh-huh. I was sure there'd be people here.
There once was a goddess who ruled over fate. Before she died, she left 3 riddles for the kingdom she had created.
What? Who said that?
So the goddess of fate is dead, then.
Long story short, on this day, a sentient feline, an outlander, and a diminutive pixie arrived on the scene. They saw a narrow path off to the side.
Okay, but which side?
Yeah, if you gave ambiguous instructions like that to a Comania Express courier, they'd give you the parcel right back and tell you to write the delivery address more clearly.
Despite how obvious the answer was, the perplexed pixie and the flummoxed feline struggled to work it out. Although, perhaps a small part of the blame could be attributed to my dull narration. Alright, let's try this again. The path on the left-hand side seemed to give off an enticing fragrance, as if to say, this is the way to wealth and glory.
Ooh, that sounds like the start of a good story. Then what? Then what?
I see.
At the end of the path, the motley crew would soon spot a secret stone room. A prophecy had once foretold of a Marquis who shall one day venture inside, and thus it is named the Future Marquis's Abode to Be. You like it? The Future Marquis's Abode to Be? Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
That was a little bit boastful.
But... are you sure you don't want to hear the rest?
Wait.
I'll keep this brief. Firstly, the place ahead of you is a secret room whose purpose, per the legends, is to await the arrival of a certain Marquis. For that reason, it's called the Future Marquis's Abode to Be. Secondly, when you get inside, don't sit on the chair in the center, or bad things will happen. There, that's all. Off you go.
Okay. Interesting that they actually have a trigger for you going too far into the cave. Normally, I'd expect them to simply keep the narration going. So, amusing little detail that was. Okay, so what do we have here?
So many summers, winters, springs, and falls, and now at last a hero hither strides.
This realm knows not what lies beyond its walls. Its secrets mystify the world outside.
Wait, new voices. Who are they?
So they said, don't sit in the chair in the center. Nope.
As golden sunlight fills the firmament, the tabletop engrosses your attent. Perhaps, perchance, peruse these pages thence. They surely represent no ill intent.
I see. Alright, we'll
Why isn't
read.
he reading the files on the desk? Hey, Boberano, maybe quit showing off and try using words he'll actually understand.
I can either rhyme like a bard, or I can curse like a sailor. And right now, Cape, you are seriously tempting me towards the latter.
Witness Pact.
Cape, forgive me for breaking the rhyme scheme for a second, but I want to hear your take on this. So any outsider who comes in here would surely see the documents on the table, right? Unless he was visually impaired. And unless he's got tinnitus or something, he'd definitely have heard what we were saying. All I'm trying to say is, if this poor person can't see or hear properly, I just feel kind of sorry for them.
Oh, we hear you loud and clear, so watch it!
Witness Pact. In the name of the elders of our 3 tribes, we hereby form this pact that from this day forth, our peoples shall harm one another no more. No more shall we drip glue into each other's breakfasts, nor strike each other's heads with pickaxes, nor secretly drink growth serum that does not belong to us. We acknowledge the truth that has been determined by the great clockwork key, and we shall see the family of truth as supreme. 3 witnesses to history, within the future Marquise's abode to be, quietly awaiting the Marquis of Carabas, who is foretold will pluck up the great clockwork key. Let this esteemed one guide us, revealing 1 truth and 2 fictions. Of course, if the highest house has not been selected, then we may yet contend in private, within permissible limits. But no more glue. It does far too much harm, and is utterly inhumane. I don't know, I think striking someone over the head with a pickaxe might be somewhat more harmful than glue in your food. Okay.
Captivated by the epic poetry and enthralled by the outstanding storytelling, the Outlanders knew what their next objective was.
Do we?
Namely, to remove the clockwork key from the raised platform up ahead.
Cabe, I just realized you said we all had to speak like bards, but every time you open up your mouth, I don't hear any rhymes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's one standard for us and another for you. That's not fair, Cape.
So this is the clockwork key.
As the Outlander stands before the clockwork key, they're overcome by a sudden urge to set it free. Also, Cape, that'll be my last rhyming line. I'm not writing any more poetry until you apologize.
What does it matter anyway? I've lost count of how many people have tried this before. No one's getting that key out.
I see.
Strong as stone, firm as steel, the Outlander pulls, but it does not yield.
This has happened many times before, but this time is different. A thought enters the Outlander's mind. Attack! Attack! First weaken the structure, then seize the treasure.
I see.
The attack now over. Only one final step remains.
Now it is the time to seize the key.
I suppose we'll see. Oh.
Yes! Finally! Come on, move your butts! And your lights, assuming they're still in working order. It's showtime!
No hard feelings about your lack of poetic contributions?
Oh, let it go!
I was expecting monsters to come out of the woodwork to attack us for taking the key. For all I knew, that key was a seal keeping monsters in check. But apparently not. Or, well, I guess these guys could be monsters, but, in the more figurative sense.
Welcome, esteemed and noble Outlander. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
We represent the 3 great clans of this realm, having been selected as its authorized historical supervisors.
Our purpose being to await the arrival of one such as yourselves who shall remove the clockwork key.
My name is...
You're Cape, he's Albizzi, and that's Bobarano, right? You've done so much talking that we can already tell you apart by your voices.
Aren't we missing someone, though? The guy who led us here to begin with?
Who?
And thus was born the long-awaited Fellowship, destined to uncover the truth of the past. Allow me to quote, if I may, in the history of Constellation Metropole, a new page has begun.
Him.
Well, there's no 4th person, so which of you is the ventriloquist? Come on, out with it.
We've never heard that voice before, but he sounds like he'd be good at reading bedtime stories to children.
Well, whoever it is, I don't know and I don't care. Forget about him. We have far more important things to focus on, like where our journey goes from here.
That key you hold is the pivot point about which the past and present of the Metropole revolve. However, between our 3 clans, there is some dispute over the historical record.
Each clan has its own version of history, detailing the clan's origins and the tale of the Dragon of Old, and unfortunately, we don't know which one is the truth.
Dragon? You mean the one that's been acting up recently?
Oh, no, not that one, you adorable little pixie. When I say Dragon of Old...
He means a dragon that would be really, really old if it was still with us today, but it was defeated in ancient times. The new one has nothing to do with our clan history.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Anyway, so you've been waiting for someone to remove the key so you can finally explore the truth of the past?
Not just explore it, but argue incessantly about it. Honestly, I don't care that much. Cape's the one who's always bothering us about it.
What we need to figure out is who resolved the dragon crisis. We have to know that before we can decide which is the supreme clan.
The moment you removed the key from where it was lodged, you became the honorary Marquis. We humbly beseech you, noble Outlander.
Call me Numithrandor.
Noble Traveler Marquis, we ask you to help us. You and your talking Puss in Boots and the pale floating pixie.
Puss in Boots? Are you serious? It's better than demon feline, but still.
Embrace it, my friend, embrace it. Most cats don't wear boots or speak, do they?
I'm not even a cat, I'm a Nekomata. Now that you know the word, I expect you to use it.
Please allow me to lead you all to a sacred memorial site. It will be much easier to explain what needs to be done once we are there.
And let us walk right past it. Right past Kirara's complaint, that is.
This place is sacred to my clan. It's where our brave forefathers once took up arms against the Dragon of Old. After a bitter battle that dragged on for many days and nights, finally, our forefathers fought the dragon into submission, and it fled. They took turns, though. Some forefathers worked the day shift, while others worked the night shift.
What? They just took shifts fighting the dragon? And the dragon just sat there and put up with that? So they worked shifts while the poor dragon had to work around the clock? That's one way to put it.
So they say. It's just a legend, though.
Wait a second? Did I just hear you admit that your clan's history is just a legend?
History, legend, who cares? My clan was definitely courageous, that's the point. That's the truth. And isn't the truth what we've all been arguing about non-stop for all these years?
Cape's words gave the traveler food for thought. Could it be that the truth in a fictional world is equivalent to fiction in the real world? But that would have to wait. Apparently, Cape was not alone in his pilgrimage to this sacred site. Unwanted company had arrived. The traveler and the talking cat, Nekomata, decided to teach them some manners.
Well, I guess the narrator was paying attention.
True display of heroism and valor. Your martial prowess and show of courage are a more vivid reenactment of my ancestors' feats that suit the modern aesthetic. Now, let's get down to business. As we all know, time is but an illusion. Time may flow line by line, page by page, or frame by frame, but usually it flows in the form of springs and gears.
And that clockwork key you have in your hand can turn back time and make the past reappear.
Excuse me, what? The clockwork key can actually reverse time. Oh my, I imagine many people would be very interested in a power like that. But I get the decided impression that it's only going to be useful here in Simulanka, and only within a limited range. Otherwise, it might be used to reverse erosion, that which Zhongli spoke of. It would also be able to reverse quite a few other things, quite a few other evils committed. Might be undone with that kind of power, but... well... again, we're in fairy tale land at the moment, so fairy tale rules apply. And therefore the grander tale into that will more than likely go unchanged by any of this. After all, we can't exactly bring the key out of Simulanka now, can we? And even if we could, I don't think it would have the same effect. Alas.
Well, actually, my view is that the illusion of time is more of a problem of consciousness. Gears power the body, while the body is the vessel of the conscious mind. But the mind cannot understand the dimension of time, so we experience instead an endless continuum of moments as the pinion of now turns along the rack of ages.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I was delivering packages to the Sumeru Academia.
Yes. Philosophizing for the sake of philosophizing. It can be an amusing pastime, but you have to be willing to participate. Otherwise, it's all just gibberish.
A teacher once asked Albizzi what his greatest fear was, and he replied, dragons. Boberano was asked the same question. He replied, time, and repeated the argument we just heard. The teacher then turned to Cape and posed the same question. He replied, Boberano.
The manuscript that tells the truth of the historical record, the blueprint to all of creation, the work of the great mage themselves. It can be found at the beginning of the gear rack, and on the very first page of the book.
Paimon didn't follow all that, but basically, you're just saying that we need to put the key in and turn it all the way back?
Exactly. It is said that in the beginning, the goddess of creation took the goddess of fate's manuscript as a blueprint, placed it under the goddess of prophecy's starry realm, and generated the world from a few magic arrays. So in a few moments, when the great clockwork key turns the local time here back to the very beginning, we will restore the magic arrays back to their original configurations.
Hold on, isn't stealing part of the blueprint of creation a little dangerous? Also, how are we supposed to know the original configurations of the magic arrays?
Well, the general shapes of the configurations have been passed down over the ages. They now form the family crests of each of our clans. So you'll just need to reference my family crest and join the dots accordingly.
Okay. It's kind of a Z formation. Shape of Valor.
To address your other concern, when the house has already been built, do you really think that taking away the construction crew and blueprint will cause it to collapse?
The Traveler Marquis prepares to insert the great clockwork key into the nearby keyhole.
Do I indeed? Well. I suppose there's only one thing to do. A lot of rubble around here, so perhaps reversing time will also restore this place. This was originally a pillar the residents of Simulanka used to pray for oracles, but it has other uses today. As you view the ringed oracle pillar, the interact button will emerge. Press it and the magic thread will fly toward the oracle pillar next to you and connect to it. When unable to connect, you can attack the connected oracle pillar to reset all connection stages.
Wait. No.
I guess we should start here?
Now, it was kind of a Z formation, as I recall. Yep, there did it.
Behold, the sacred writings that record the truth of... No, wait. That have shaped the truth of history. Gather round and let us bear witness.
Brave Francois mounted the haystack, picked up a fork and planted it to tines, down atop the mountain of grass. Behind him was a large, bright moon. He shouted out the names of everyone in the village. The village chief was first to be named, and so frightened was he that he wished to climb up the haystack and stop up Francois's mouth. "Are you crazy? You're yelling so loudly the dragon might show up. You good-for-nothing! Have you not seen how the windmill everyone built has been destroyed by the dragon? And here you are, worrying if it'll return?" Francois really would have loved to kick him off the haystack, but he held back, given that the chief, too, was worried for the villagers' safety. Francois saw that nigh all the villagers had arrived, and so he cleared his throat. "Dear neighbors and kin, think you still that we must endure this? No, of course not. But we cannot do anything about the dragon," said the grocer. "Who says so? Did I not leap onto its neck from the windmill blades, stepping on it twice, and did it not fall down and flee? Perhaps everyone worked so hard to build the mill that was destroyed. Everyone's emotions became inflamed. Lifting their fists, they decided to take on the dragon." But Francois lifted his own hands and calmed the crowd. "Let us go home for today, everyone. Everyone's present lack of self-preservation is not bravery, but rather wrath. If we yet desire to face danger after calming ourselves, only then may we truthfully call our sentiment valor." So everyone went home. The next day, there were still many youngsters who wished to follow Francois to take on the wicked dragon. Who would have known that the valiant possess the protection of the goddess's radiant charter? Encountering true valor, the dragon could neither spout fire nor slash with claws, and was forced to allow the other party to call pauses and switch personnel. And so, after several days and nights of fierce fighting, the wicked dragon could no longer bear it and chose to surrender. A. Oh my.
Feast your eyes, rejoice, and cheer, for this is the unquestionable truth. Look at the signature. Nobody is capable of forging that.
I don't believe it. So, all along, our histories have been false?
Don't lose heart, Albizzi. It does not follow from his is true that ours are false.
That might be the most bogus logic I've ever heard. But keep up the mental gymnastics, Boberano. I've been waiting for that look of jealousy on your face my whole life, and I'm gonna savor it.
And yet, it seemed that this conundrum could indeed have more than one solution. Everyone agreed that there may be more than one truth. The party decided to visit the sacred sites of the other clans and see what their documents had to say.
Isn't a narrator supposed to remain detached and objective? It feels like you're forcing a narrative agenda on us here. Well, whatever. I'm in a good mood. Let's do it. The instructions say to repeat the process 3 times, and besides, I'm looking forward to watching you both be sorely disappointed.
Let's do my clan next. I'll lead the way.
I see.
We'll need the key again, right? Let me see if I can pull it out. Yoink!
Okay then. Yep. Looks like we have to go up toward Metropole if we want to continue on this quest. So, I think I'll take this opportunity to take a break myself. So we'll end the episode here. If you enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoy my content in general, I do suggest that you check out my series on Elden Ring. I've done a lengthy Let's Play covering all of the base game of Elden Ring, and we are now into the content of Shadow of the Erdtree. And that series is still ongoing, so look forward to future installments of it.
Book learning alone is not...
And with that, I bid you adieu. Have a good day.